Howdy, I'm Stephanie, and I'm tired, so I did not feel like doing my hair. Thus, the hat. What do you think? Is it me? It's not mine, but I am thinking of stealing it. Today is my 2023 Partners in Cream Project Pan intro. This project was originally started by Steph Lyons and Dalin, who is Outward Processing here on YouTube. I will link both of them in the show notes along with the project information because anyone and everyone is welcome to take part. The rules of this project are pretty flexible, which is great because it makes it easy for me to keep going with the project throughout the year. But the basic foundation that Steph and Dalin laid out for us is that we can choose 3 to 6 cream or liquid products to focus on at any given time. The only products that aren't allowed in this project are powder products. And the reasoning behind this is that creams and liquids tend to expire much more quickly than powder cosmetics do. And if you've already seen my recent Adagio beauty intro, then you already know that focusing on creams and liquids is one of my top priorities right now. So this project fits me to a T. Since panning is pretty personal, we're allowed to set whatever goals we see fit, whether that be completely panning a product or simply setting usage goals. I tend to do kind of a mishmash thereof. My motivation for including the products that I chose depends on the individual item. Some of them are simply favorites that I want to give myself an excuse to use more often. Others are products that I want to test, and yet others are products that are nearing the end of their useful lives, and I just want to make sure that I can get as much use out of them as I can. I don't consider myself a hardcore panner. I feel like groups like the Pantastic Ladies are a prime example of some of the pioneers of panning. One of the reasons is because I don't necessarily feel the need to use things up. For example, if a product has come into my possession through one channel or another that I feel just kind of so-so about, I would much rather give that thing away to someone who has the potential to fall in love with it because they have different preferences or a different skin type. According to the motto, one person's trash is another person's treasure. And I've come to realize that even though I wear makeup a lot, I don't wear a lot of makeup. What I mean by that is, based on my current makeup preferences, I tend to prefer sheer washes of color. So even when I apply a full face of makeup regularly, I'm often not using a large amount of product when I apply it. And the end result is that even if I have products that I absolutely love and use every time I put on my makeup, it's very difficult for me to use up an entire container of it before it expires, simply because I'm using such a tiny amount every time I use it. So for me, panning is more of a mechanism to help me rotate through the beautiful things that I have, since I'm lucky enough to live in abundance. I never want to take that for granted, so I like using panning as a tool to help keep me in a mindset of gratitude. And it's also a way for me to regularly test items to make sure that I genuinely want to keep them as my taste and experience with makeup develop over time. With all that in mind, here are the 5 products I'll be focusing on as we start this year's project. The first item is the Purlisse Radiant Glow Illuminating BB Cream. This was recently decluttered to me. I think it came in someone's subscription box and they just passed it on to me without ever opening it, so it's a brand new tube. I've never tried it before, so I'm looking forward to testing it out. It's supposed to be a radiant kind of foundation-like product, but it's supposed to have a very natural look to it, so I'm hoping that I'll like it. If I do, my goal will be to pan it, and I think that that's realistic considering the fact that it is a tiny tester tube. But if I don't like it, then I'd like to give it away to someone else who might. And then in that case, I would roll something else in its place. Every other item I'm currently rolling into the project is a tried and true product that I have enjoyed for a long time. So I'm not going to necessarily set any particular usage or panning goals for them. My goal is to simply document my usage as a way of gamifying my makeup application. I know that might sound weird, but it's what's working for me at this phase of my life, so I'm just gonna run with it. The first item is my Hourglass Illume Sheer Color Trio, which includes a cream bronzer, cream blush, and cream highlight. And I chose this particular product for 2 reasons. Number 1, it is quite travel friendly, and as you can see, I'm still on the road. Just in case you're new here, this isn't my typical background. The second reason is the finish of these products, which on my skin is a natural matte. I'm going to be testing my most radiant foundations during the cold season, so I wanted to make sure that I chose products to use alongside that would ensure that that radiance doesn't get out of hand on my oily skin. So a product with kind of a slightly mattifying finish seemed like it would be a good fit. Let's hope I was right. I will also be enjoying my Mercier Caviar stick in the shade Amethyst. This is just an easy to use, easy to travel with cream eyeshadow that's also in a shade that's quite easy to wear, so I'm looking forward to getting some use out of it. My current lipstick of choice for this project is my Tom Ford lip color in the shade 63 Dévoré. Anne-Sophie, if you're watching, is that even French? And if so, did I just butcher that pronunciation? I'm not sure about the name, but I am sure about the shade and the formula. I tend to really enjoy wearing this one all the time, but especially in the winter months, so I thought it would be the perfect time to roll it on in. And my current lip gloss of choice for this project is my Dior Lip Maximizer Hyaluronic Lip Plumper in shade 1. This is a hard gloss to pronounce and to remember the name of because it's so long, but it's an easy gloss to wear and it makes my lips look juicy, and who doesn't like juicy lips? So perfect timing. I can just toss it in this project. Are you taking part in the project this year? If so, I'd love to hear what your motivations are for doing it. And if you're not a panner at all, I'm curious, do you have anything that you do in your life, not necessarily makeup related, that helps keep you grateful? If so, I would love to hear about it because I am always looking for ways to keep that inner grateful person awake and aware. That's it for today, but if you want to keep hanging out, I have another video for you right here. I hope you'll like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, but even if you don't, I hope you have a wonderful week and that we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.